This is going to be a bit of a different video. A subscriber, and I want to thank you. Wow, Sigma Code gave me an idea. So yeah. So the I'm going to try to place myself in the shoes of somebody who maybe or maybe not. Again, I thought I was trying this, but this is a slightly different direction. Wants to learn to program, maybe has tried, is struggling with, not connecting the dots, specifically, using AI. So I'm just going to go through some steps. So I've created a folder, and these are part of some of the steps. I created a folder for this, right? And I title it, I want to learn to code with AI, but stuck. So then I go in there and I create a part one folder. And in there are going to be files that I generated with AI for just one part of it. And then I would create another folder, part two, so that I can always go back and compare. Not only that, say that these files, this collection of files, the thing was working, or you thought it was working anyway. And then because AI can quickly lead you off on a rabbit trail, and it can break something that was working. So at least you have another folder with part two. Part two starts off with all the exact copies of part one, and then I might have to well, I don't even have to rename the file, honestly. So part two starts off with the copies from part one, and then you just start playing with it. A good thing to have installed, meld file comparator, I think is what you call it. And it is right here at meldmerge.org. And it's a visual diff tool. And so let me just blow that up here. The way I use it is I open my existing code file, whatever I got generated from AI. On one side, I prefer the left, which is something I'm used to. And then this side will be blank. And I will ask the AI, because let's say we already started the process, right? I have the first iteration of something I wanted to do, and it's either wrong or I want to add to it. So then I'll get into the specifics, but whatever it is, I'm going to get the difference, the latest, stuff from the AI. I'm going to plop it on the right, and it will show up in blue or green the differences. And you don't have to feel like you need to know the actual code all at one time. Don't let that stop. You don't have to know every last little bit of what this code does all the time. I'm not saying that's not a good idea. You can do that over time. You'll just start to absorb it the more you actually look at the code. So again, I use free tier, just chat-based, prompt-based AI. I don't do anything special. And the two go-tos that I have are I have an account on Google Gemini and an account on ChatGPT. So let's just try something. I'll start with ChatGPT. So here we go. I have ChatGPT, and here's the prompt, and I just made something up. I want to program. I'm trying to think non-techie. I want to program. Of course, I am being a little specific here. I I don't know that most people would say in a single file. I don't know that they would be that specific. But I mean, you're watching this video, so I want to program in a single file that I can run in my desktop browser. I want the program to ask for my name, ask for my age, and then roast me about my age. Now, again, I do believe that in the back of my mind, I kind of have an idea of what it's going to do, and that does um, have an effect into how I ask my questions. But you just got to start somewhere. Don't be afraid. Just ask it the way that you want to ask it and see what happens. So we'll let the ChatGPT take that response and see. Okay, so see, now it does tell me save this file as index.html and open it in your browser. So we will go here to part one. We're going to create a new empty document. I'm going to call it index.html. I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and looks like it did it. So I got to find the copy button here. Where is it? Right here. Copy. Okay, copy. I go back to my empty file. I paste it. I save it. I close that. Now it is not empty. It actually has the code. And in my computer and on your computer as well, it'll be run by the correct program. But if you weren't sure, you could open with, whatever. But it just hit enter, and here it is. Age roaster, it called it. I didn't tell it to do any of this. I just, whoops, that's too much. Sorry. Let me move this a little bit over. There we go. So my name is John Doe. I'm 101 years old. Roast me. Joe, you remember when streaming meant a creek? Now, that shouldn't be random. I seriously doubt it. Yeah, I see if I keep clicking the button, it doesn't change. All right. Now, let's say that I realize, wait a minute. Okay, so the button does kind of change in the highlighting, but when I click it, it doesn't look clicked. So let's work on that. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and open this file with my meld file comparator that I was talking about. Okay, put it on the right. So this is my original file, and this is what I want. Now, instead of asking for a change, though, we could just ask ChatGPT to. There's different questions you got. Let me just try something here. Let's go to ChatGPT. So, in very simple terms, plain English, explain what the file does. So I'm asking Chat to help me learn, essentially, right? And the file creates a small web page. Okay, we saw that. When you open it in your browser, it shows you a box for your name, your age, a button. You type in your name. When you click the button, JavaScript reads what you type, checks your age. It picks a joke based on your age range. Oh, I see. I didn't know that because I didn't try different age range. And it displays a roast on the page. Oh, look. Okay, this is what I was getting to, and I didn't even have to ask. Now, we got lucky. It might have not decided to share this part. This is key though. The file contains, and I say this over and over in my videos of the playlist when I first start. The file contains three parts: HTML, builds the page structure, creates the text buttons. You can ask more about these. I'm going to go ahead and explain that HTML is what you actually see. Okay. CSS, the appearance. Yes, the look and feel. That is correct. JavaScript is the one that has the behavior. It's the actual code. Everything is contained in one file, so no installation or server is needed. Oops, I think in the previous clip I had the browser off to one side. I don't remember. Anyway, if I look at all the file contents, how can I identify which part is HTML, which is CSS, and which is JavaScript? Again, I'm using the AI to help me learn. You can identify them by the tags. HTML is the main structure of the page. Okay, everything out. It is everything out. Okay, that's not a good example. Let's see, HTML. Okay, yeah, okay, he does give you a good example. So those tags, okay. Now, it is everything outside. That's kind of incorrect. It's everything that's not within style and script sections. You might have gotten confused, but here we go. It keeps going. Okay, CSS will be inside the style tags. Example, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. JavaScript will be inside the script text. Okay, so let's take a look at our code. And we'll go to the top. And there's a lot of junk that we don't have to really worry about. But right here is tags typically come in pairs. The beginning part and the ending tag, and then everything between is the stuff, right? So this is the beginning style tag. So that means that everything between there and the ending style tag is your styling, the look and feel. And then you would have, I guess, have to know this, that everything in the body, actually not everything in the body. Let's go to script. Okay. Right here. Here's our script tag. And we'll get to there's the end of the script tag. We'll get to that in a second. But before that, so between the first script tag and before the first script tag and the bottom style tag, that in between is what you see. And we saw that. We saw the heading age roaster. We saw input type for name, input type for age, name, age. These are inputs. On click button with a heading with a text roast me. There it is. This is a button, roast me. And then the output is where it pastes the actual roast. But you can ask those questions of AI. Now, let's do two changes to this so that we can learn a little bit more. One change is a programming change. Well, we think it's a programming change. We don't know yet. We want the button to look like it's pushed in when we click it, and we want a different look and feel. So that's what we're going to do. So what I do, because I'm so anal, is I highlight my original code, I copy it, I go over to ChatGPT or Gemini, I paste it, and then I hold the Shift key down and the Enter key so that sometimes these companies they keep playing with sometimes the page doesn't scroll by itself. Anyway, I'm holding the Shift key down and hitting Enter. Wow, it's not scrolling. But anyway, I need some room to enter my own text here at the bottom of the file, at the bottom of the code that I just pasted. Why do I do it at the bottom? Because I know then that if it responds to what I type right here, then I have a good confidence that it got all the code. Because sometimes you can paste too much and you don't get anything. Okay, so let me see what I'm going to say. By the way, you can also do all this in Notepad, right? You can paste the code in Notepad and paste your prompt at the bottom of the same Notepad, and then copy and paste the whole thing here and send it. You can do that. Anyway, so I'm telling Chat, I want two things. A different look and feel. It's too dark. Make it happier. I need the button to actually look like it's being clicked. And then this part's important. I need the full file back, absolute minimal changes. I will be doing a compare between what you give me and what I already have. And I send it. and then I wait, and then it's generating the file. You can tell that it's still generating the file, and it looks, nope, see, it's still generating the file. Okay, when those appear and it's done, it's done. So um, I always like to, I just like to go to the top. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so copy, and then I go to the left side. So this is my original. This is what I got just now from ChatGPT. I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste. Why isn't it working? Copy. The heck? Hello? Oh, wow. No, meld. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, we have to start. Let me start over. You can't. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad this happened. You cannot, at least on Linux anyway, you cannot open with meld like that, like we did, because what it does is it assumes that your file is over here and that this side is going to be connected to a code repository, which I don't want to talk about. And so that's why it doesn't allow pasting. So what I do instead, let's close that, is I find my icon to open up Meld by itself. There we go. And there, here I have more control. So open with a file, come over here, look for documents, development, and I want to learn, that's the one, part one, yeah, that's the one. There's my file, open. And then on the other side will be none. So I'm going to be comparing the file to nothing, compare. There we go. So the left side is my file. The right side is none, meaning it's okay to paste. So now I can paste here, finally. Geez. And then you just look through it and you're like, okay, well, we already know that style has to be look and feel. So he's done something with something called background color. Okay, we'll take that change. So now I've moved it from what I got from ChatGPT over to my file. More changes in styling. I'll just take them. Okay, okay, okay. This is all styling. I'm just gonna, that's it. Okay, so it looks, I'm assuming it did everything, including what I asked about the button via styling. It did not do it with JavaScript. So I'm gonna come over here and save it and then rerun it. Okay, so this is my original try, and this is what it looks like now. So he did. Now, is it going to change the button? So here we go. I'm gonna push it. Yes. Yes, see that? But it was able to do it with styling. That's interesting. Um, James. 12. James, you're so young, your bedtime still has terms and conditions. All right, we'll do one more because we didn't learn that much, let's say. So I'm going to clear this. I could select all, blank it out. That's my new file. Let's go back to ChatGPT. So here's a general, very non-specific prompt, okay? This is like a non-programmer prompt. I was trying to think that way. So add a way that I can roast you back. But I am trying to suggest to you to do this. You have to keep telling it, give me full file back, minimal changes, and then wait for it to generate the file. There it is. It's still generating. And okay, looks like it's done. I can copy, go back to my meld, paste in the difference, and then I'm looking for the difference. And where's the difference? Okay, more styling because it's here's the end of the style tag, so that's more styling, but it's related to something called comeback. So remember, I said I wanted to be able to roast back. Oh, he added. Remember that anything in the body that's not in the script is what we see. So obviously, he added another input and another button, and he named it has to do with comeback, roast me back, send roast back. So we'll take that. We may or may not know what all that means. Now we've entered the script area. So this is the actual coding, the actual programming, okay, which we haven't had to look at. Looks like he created a new function. I may not know what a function is. I don't know. Let me just take it for now. Let me save. Let me run it. Okay, so we have version 1, version 2, version 3. Roast me back. So Alicia, 30. Roast me. Alicia, your knees now make more noise than your social life. Roast me back. Uh, you're a punk. Wow, you're a punk? I've been insulted harder by microwave instructions. I am trying to learn a program. Okay, I got it. Sort of that the file has 3 parts. For the script part, is that the programming? Keep answers short and simple. By the way, I'm going to tell you that Gemini, Google Gemini, just has a rough time with short and simple. Yes. The script section is the programming part. That is where the logic happens, decisions happens, button do things, data gets processed in your file. JavaScript inside the script reads the name and age, checks the name, chooses a roast, changes the web page text. So the HTML is the structure, the CSS is the appearance, the JavaScript is the programming behavior. Again, it's hard for me not to think like a programmer, but anyway, in simple language, break down the JavaScript for this program. Now, here's the thing. You cannot assume that ChatGPT remembers the exact code, even Gemini, none of them, the exact code it gave you. They just don't. So before this prompt, right up in here, I'm gonna do Shift Enter. And up here, I'm gonna repaste the exact code. So I'm gonna Control A, Control C. Where's Chat? Okay, right here. I'm gonna paste it. Okay, there's the code. And now it has my exact code, and then there's my prompt. And we're going to see what it says. Okay, your JavaScript has two functions, some variables, some decision making, code that changes the web page. Part one, function, roast. There it is. It creates a function named roast. A function is, see, there you go. It starts telling you a named block of code you can run later, and so on. So part two, get user input. So there you go. So I'm using the AI tool by asking questions to help me slowly learn how to program. And I don't have to absorb this all at one time. Now I'm going to leave you with this part in case you do have some programming, but would like to get better. What is the difference between good coding and bad coding in simple terms? And we wait. Good coding. Good code is easy to read, easy to change, organized, understandable later, predictable, not repetitive. Example, you can go through that. You can quickly understand it. Let's see. It's a function. It says add. You give it A and B, and it returns the result of A and B. Okay. Bad coding. Bad code is confusing, messy, repetitive, hard to debug, hard to change, unclear. Example, function. Yeah. Okay. It still works, but bad names, cramped formatting, harder to understand. The important thing, good code is not about being clever or using advanced tricks. Good code is mostly about making future humans understand it easily, including other programmers or the future you. Simple rule. A common beginner mistake, code for the computer. A better mindset, code for humans first, computer second. The computer only needs valid code. Humans need a readable code. So I hope that wasn't too long. I hope that helped. And please ask me questions and I will try to answer. And I appreciate the question that got me to do this video.